Okay. Good morning, everyone. I'm just going to remind everyone if you can mute yourselves at this moment, please go ahead and do so. Welcome. Good morning, everyone. I'm just going to remind everyone if you can at this moment, please go ahead and do so. Welcome.
What was that, Vlad? I don't understand.
That was I had the YouTube open as well, and so there's a slight delay.
I see. Okay. All right. Hello. Good morning, everyone. Chag Sameach. This is I've done this Zoom a whole bunch of times now. My first time getting to do it co-hosting, and fortunately, we're under the very wonderful. What's the word I'm looking for? Piloting of Cantor Vlad.
That means that when things go awry, it's my fault.
Not at all. It means all the great credit goes to you.
Ozi v'zimratia v'hili lishua. 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 Ozi v'zimratia v'hili lishua.
Chag Sameach all. Happy end of Passover as we wind down, whether you're winding down tonight or tomorrow. I'm just thinking of all these sort of polarities. One is, the end of Passovers. This day is that, and we're going to chant it from chapter 15 of Exodus, a joyful day moving where we literally, on a physical level, make the Exodus, the Yetziah from Egypt, out of Egypt towards freedom. We cross the Red Sea. It's a day of great joy. It's why we sing and Miriam sings and so forth. And it's also the day that we set to remember loved ones. And how do you hold both of those at the same time? And Vlad and I were just talking, 10 minutes ago before we launched this about like all of the suffering and the pain and the emotional heartache and hardship and trauma and struggle, the uncertainty, the lack of control. All of that is so real. And there's also, many folks have commented on it, there's kind of a quiet. You don't hear planes, you don't hear the hum of cars and traffic and trucks, and dolphins are back in the Venice waters, and there's time, it feels like maybe a little more time to think and reflect and be with family. And it's just very confusing to how one truth does not make an opposite truth impossible. These seemingly mutually exclusive truths are very real. I mean, it reminds me of a comment that Abraham Joshua Heschel made, that the job of human being is to hold God and man at the same time. I don't know on which side of these polarities is God, which is man, but somehow maybe there's something in that paradox. So it's really a pleasure for me. It's a gift to me that to be here with you all, to get to lead this experience with Cantor Vlad. And it's not quite as clean and refined maybe as if we're on the chapel together. And the technology, maybe it'll be perfect, and maybe it won't. But regardless, I hope, and I guess I have faith that for all of us, this will bring us some measure of comfort and connection and greater compassion as well. So, Matovu, Cantor Vlad, is that where we are?
Yes. Thank you, Rabbi Meir. We are going to continue with Matovu. If you're following in the prayer book, if you have the prayer book at home, we're on page 154. If you are in the weekday and festival book, if you have a larger book, we're on page 418. If you're on the PDF, you're on page 436. But most of all, please just join with me as you can. Matovu, Matovu, Ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael, Matovu, Matovu, Ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael, V'ani berov chasdecha, ahavo veitecha, eshtachave el heichal kodshecha, v'yiratecha, matovu, matovu, ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael, Adonai ahavti, me'on beitecha, umekom mishkan kivodecha, va'ani eshtachave, v'echra, evracha lifnei Adonai, osi. Matovu, Matovu, Ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael, Vani tefilati lecha, Adonai et ratzon, Elohim berov chazdecha, Elohim berov chazdecha, הנני באמת אישך, מה טובו, מה טובו, אוהליך יעקב, משכנותיך ישראל, מה טובו, מה טובו, אוהליך יעקב, משכנותיך ישראל, משכנותיך ישראל. We continue on page 438. Please read along with us.
Praise to you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe. Am I muted? No.
No, you're good.
Yeah, good. Sovereign of the universe, who formed the human body with skill, creating the body's many pathways and openings. It is well known before your throne of glory that if one of them be wrongly opened or closed, it would be impossible to endure and stand before you. Blessed are you, Adonai, who heals all flesh, working wondrously. Baruch atah Adonai, rofeh chol basar, umafila asot.
Continue with Elohai Neshama, our prayer for our soul. Elohai Neshama shenatata bi tehorahi. Elohai Neshama shenatata bi tehorahi. Elohai Neshama shenatata bi tehora tehorahi. Elohai Neshama shenatata bi tehorahi. Elohai Neshama shenatata bi tehorahi. Elohai Neshama shenatata bi tehora tehorahi. Praise to you, Adonai, in whose hand is every living soul and the breath of humankind. Baruch atah Adonai, asher beyado nefesh kol chai, v'ruach kol basar ish.
Amen. And we offer now the Nisim. You know, is this Hanukkah? What holiday is this? I'm confused for the moment. But you know, on the dreidel, it says Nes Gadol, a great Nes, miracle. And in a way, the dreidel, we could, maybe this series of blessings suggests that we could spend the dreidel, play with that dreidel every day, because there are daily miracles, Nisim. I think all of us are fairly familiar with this, if not very. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who has given the mind the ability to distinguish day from night.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who opens the eyes of the blind.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who frees the captive.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who lifts up the fallen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who stretches the earth over the waters.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who strengthens our steps.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who clothes the naked.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who gives strength to the weary.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who removes sleep from the eyes and slumber from the eyelids.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who made me in the image of God.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who has made me free.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who has made me a Jew.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who girds Israel with strength.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who crowns Israel with splendor.
Amen.
Last one. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to engage with words of Torah.
Amen.
And let's all read these words together now that we've concluded that series of blessings with the blessing that the mitzvah, daily mitzvah of engaging with words of Torah. That's why this prayer, it's a prayer, but it's a quote from the Mishnah, is put in the Siddur immediately after the blessing that we just read. These are things that are limitless, of which a person enjoys the fruit of this world, while the principle remains in the Olam Haba, the world to come. They are honoring one's father and mother, engaging in deeds of compassion, arriving early for study, morning and evening, dealing graciously with guests, visiting the sick, providing for the wedding couple, accompanying the dead for burial, and being devoted in prayer, and making peace among people. And the study of Torah encompasses them all.
We continue with Psalm 150.
Oh, sorry, Vlad, I was supposed to say that.
No, it's okay. Please join with us. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, el bekodsho, hallelujah, birkiyahuzo, hallelujah, bigvurotav, hallelujah, kirov gudlo, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 betei kashofar, hallelujah, benevel vechinor, hallelujah, betof umachol, hallelujah, beminim veugav, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 betzilzelei shama, hallelujah, betzilzelei trua, kol hanshama tehallelya, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. We continue with our Baruch Hu prayer. As we were singing the Psalm 150, the sun came out, or a little peek of the sun came out. And to me, it's always a powerful, powerful sign. And so I'm grateful for that. If you are comfortable, if you are able to, please rise as we begin our Baruch Hu. If you're following in our page numbers, if you have the book at home, we're on page 188. If you're in the large book, we're on page 452, or in our PDFs, page 470. Please rise if you're comfortable. ברכו את אדוני המבורך, ברוך
Baruch Adonai Borach Olam Vaed.
ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד. We continue with our Yotzer Or. Let's read it together in English.
Praised are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of light and darkness, who makes peace and fashions all things. In mercy, you illumine the world and those who live upon it. In your goodness, you daily renew creation. How numerous are your works, Adonai. In wisdom, you formed them all, filling the earth with your creatures. Be praised, Adonai our God, for the excellent work of your hands and for the lights you created. May they glorify you. Shine a new light upon Zion, that we all may swiftly merit its radiance. Praised are you, Adonai, creator of all heavenly lights. Baruch atah Adonai, Yotzer HaMeorot.
In the middle of the page here, how deeply you have loved us, Adonai, our God, gracing us with surpassing compassion. On account of our forebears whose trust led you to teach them the laws of life, be gracious to us, teaching us as well, O merciful one. Have mercy on us by making us able to understand and discern, to heed, learn, and teach, and lovingly to observe, perform, and fulfill all that is in your Torah. וחרר עינינו בתורתך, ודבק ליבנו במצוותיך, ויחד לבבינו לאהבה וליראה את שמך, ולא נבוש, ולא ניכלם, ולא ניכשל לעולם ועד, כי בשם קודשך הגדול והנורא פתחנו נגילה ונשמחה בישועתך. והביאנו לשלום מארבע כנפות הארץ, ותוליכנו קומיות לארצנו, כי אל פועל ישועות אתה. ובנו בחרת, וקרבתנו לשמך הגדול. סלע באמת להודות לך וליחדך באהבה. ברוך אתה אדוני הבוחר בעמו ישראל באהבה. שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד. ברוך שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד.
Please be seated if you're...
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בעם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם, amen.
Before we offer Micha Mocha, you can't on this day, you shouldn't on this day, offer Micha Mocha without connecting it to where we are on the holiday and in the Torah, right? Micha Mocha is a quote from the Shirat Hayam, the Song of the Sea. We're going to chant the Song of the Sea in a few moments from directly from our Torah. That's the passage is directly from the Torah. And it's an extraordinary day in that on this day, we're trying to imagine, almost even reenact that moment of redemption in our people's history. I guess in a way, on our Seder night a week ago, we're obligated to see ourselves as if I myself am going out of Egypt. This is the peak, the culminating moment of that personal experiencing of this historic time. So, Micha Mocha.
Micha Mocha ba'elim Adonai, Micha Mocha nedar b'kodesh nohora tehilot oseh feleh nohora tehilot Osefele Shira Chadasha Shibechul Geulim Leshimcha al Sfat Hayam Yachad Kulam Odu Vehimlechu Ve'amru Adonai Yimloch Leholam Va'ed Adonai Yimloch Leholam Va'ed Tzur Yisrael Kuma Bezrat Yisrael Ufedeichinu Mecha Yehuda Ve'Yisrael Go Aleinu Adonai Tzvot Shemo Kedosh Yisrael Baruch Atah Adonai Gal Yisrael.
Let's rise for our Amidah standing prayer.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avoteinu ve'Imoteinu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak ve'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון גומל חסדים טובים, לקוני הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם, ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומידו מלך, מלך ממית, ומחיי ומצמיח ישוע ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. נקדש את שמך בעולם כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך וקרא זה אל זה ואמר קדוש 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 אדוני צבאות מלוא כל הארץ כבודו. אדיר אדירנו אדוני אדוננו מאדיר שמך בכל הארץ. ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו, הוא מלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהי ציון לדור ודור. הללויה. לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש. בשבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. אתה בחרתנו מכל העמים, אהבת אותנו ורצית בנו, ורוממתנו מכל הלשונות, וקידשתנו במצוותיך, וקירבתנו מלכנו לעבודתך, בשמחך הגדול והקדוש עלינו קראת, ותיתן לנו אדוני אלוהינו באהבה מועדים לשמחה, חגים וזמנים לששון, את יום חג המצות הזה זמן חירותנו מקרא קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו, יעלה ויבוא ויזכר זיכרוננו וזיכרון כל עמך בית ישראל לפניך, לטובה לחיים ולחסד ולרחמים לחיים ולשלום ביום חג המצות הזה. Our God and God of our ancestors, be mindful of your people Israel and recall our merit for good and grace in loving kindness and compassion for life and peace on this festival of Pesach. Zochreinu Adonai Eloheinu bo l'tova.
Amen.
Ufogdenu vo livracha.
Amen.
V'hoshienu vo l'chaim.
Amen. This day,
go ahead, Mayor.
Remember us for well-being. Everybody, I guess you can't hear, but this day, we can't hear you. This day, bless us with your nearness. And this
Amen.
day, help us to a fuller life.
Amen.
I'll say amen. Okay, great. Okay, if you're standing, feel free to sit. Oh, we have Oseh Shalom.
Let's continue. Let's give a moment of silence for your own private blessings. I'm going to go through until we get to Oseh Shalom, page by page. יחיו לרצון אמרי פי, והגיון ליבי לפניך, אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי, וגואלי, וגואלי.
Okay. We're going to go to our Torah service, which I'm going to share with you all. For those of you who want to follow along, I'm going to share with you on our screen. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. I'm going to now share as well. And here we go. Actually, so we'll read what's called the Song of the Sea, Shirat Hayam. Yam is sea. And this is what somehow when we sing the Micha Mocha, this is the song that contains that. Before I actually share this stuff, actually I'm realizing I just want you all, many of you have seen this before. And if you have, it's good to see it one more time. But if you haven't, I want to share this first, actually. Forgive me. I think it's right. Wait, hold on. No, that's not what I want. Give me a second. I thought it was right here. Here we are. Yes. Hello. Go away. I'm not talking to you guys. Go away. Okay. I'm free. Yes, here we go. Okay. So I don't know if you all can see. Hopefully you can see this. Many of you have seen it before. In the Torah scroll, you see these a column here and a column here, and then this column in between. And so these two columns on the outside are the scribal tradition, is the columns on the outside are the walls of the sea that parted, and the Israelites are in the middle, okay, walking through the Red Sea. So the Yam Suf. Okay, so now you've seen that. Hopefully, I don't know, it adds a certain kind of go now. Did it replace what was this Safaria? Let me go back to Safaria. Hold on. There definitely are people more expert at this than I am, but okay, I think we're about to be there. Yay. The good thing about this is that like every little success makes you feel so good, like I did it. Okay, so let's we're going to offer the blessing. I don't know if you can, yeah, I'm going to use my cursor you can see the cursor, right? Good. So as I'm chanting, I'll move the cursor so you guys can chant along or read along or learn along. So let's start with the blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Az Yashir Moshe Uvnei Yisrael et hashira hazot l'Adonai vayomru lemor ashira l'Adonai ki gao ga sus v'rochvo rama vayam. Ozi v'zimrat ya, cantor lap and let us in this at the very beginning of our service. Vayihili lishua ze eli ve'anvehu Elohei avi v'aroma manhu Adonai ish milchama Adonai shemo Markevot paro v'chelo yarav hayam umivcha shalishav tubu b'yam suf tilmot yechas yumu yordu bimsolot kmo aven Yemincha Adonai nedari b'koach Yemincha Adonai tiratz oyev uverov geoncha taros kamecha tishalach karoncha yochlemo kakash uveruach apecha Nermu mayim mitzvu chmonei nozlim kafu tomot belev yam amar oyev erdof asig achalek shalal tim laemo nafshi arik charbi torishemo yadi Nashafta beruchacha kisamo yam tzalalu kaoferet b'mayim adirim. Here we go. Michamocha bailim Adonai mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh nora tilot osefele. Who is like you, O Lord, among the celestials? Who is like you, majestic in holiness, awesome in splendor, and working wonders? Natita yemincha tivla emo aretz. Nachita bechostecha amzu ga'alta nehalta ve'azucha el neve kodshecha. Just a couple more verses, then we're done. Shim'u amim yirgazun. Shim'u yamim yirgazun. Chil achaz yoshvei pilashet. Ahaz nivhalu alufei Edom. Elei Moav. Yochazemo Ra'ad Nahamogu Kol Yoshvei Canaan Tipol Alehem Emata Vafachad Bigdol Zeroacha Yidmu Ka'aven Ad Yavor Amcha Adonai Ad Yavor Amzi Kanita. Two more, sorry. Not Tiviemo Petit Emo Be'ar Nachalatcha Machon L'shivdecha Pa'alta Adonai Mihitash Adonai Konenu Yadecha Adonai Imlo Lelam Ba'ed. All right, shall we, Cantor Vlad, you lead us in the after blessing?
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Okay, so Misha Berach, Vlad?
Yes, let's take a moment for Misha Berach. If you're thinking of someone today in need of healing while we're all together, of course, we're thinking of all of those affected by COVID-19, by coronavirus. And we're also thinking about all the people in our lives who are in need of healing. And so we hope you're holding all of these names in your heart, and please join with me as we chant, as we sing Misha Berach. Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misha Berach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Okay, may all of our loved ones in need of healing feel our love and our energy to praying for their well-being and their strength. And somehow I think it's true, when we gather our love together, it makes a difference in the world. So, okay, here's a Yizkor talk. I'll begin. In the spirit of Passover, I want to begin with a question. How is Yizkor of Pesach different from Yizkor on all other festivals? Maybe this will help. Ma nishtana boker hazeh. How is this morning, this Pesach Yizkor, different from the other Yizkor services? Shavuot is called Zman Matan Toratenu, the season of the gift of our Torah. So Shavuot Yizkor should connect to Mount Sinai, to the giving of Torah. Sukkot is called Zman Simchatenu, the season of our joy. So Sukkot Yizkor should be woven into the theme of joy. And Passover is called Zman Cherutenu, the season of our cherut, of our freedom. So this morning, Yizkor should be connected to freedom. And this Pesach Yizkor service is going to try to connect the two defining themes, memory and freedom. And I want to tell you this morning 3 short stories, meaningful stories that in different ways connect memory and freedom. Each of these stories sheds light on the 4 questions that are central to this message. Like at the Seder, here are 4 questions. Is memory different from history? Is the past, is history over and done, kaput? Does our freedom depend on our memory? And question 4, why does God command us to remember? Together, this Passover festival and this Yizkor day come to remind us, to teach us that we can never be free unless we use great care in how we choose to remember. The question is totally personal. It's a question for this moment in our lives, and it relates to every one of us, to every loved one we have lost in the past years, and to all of the loved ones we are still blessed to share our lives with today. How do you relate to your own personal story? Do you remember your places of slavery? What enslaves you? Do we recall these times, the times that we were at the whim or control of a foreign ruler? Was it the Pharaoh of anger, fear, relentless judgment? Judgment by us, by others, or both? We can, in truth, discover Pharaoh anywhere and everywhere. And thank God for Yizkor. The mitzvah of remembering is the miracle that can set us free and cause the parting of the Red Sea. Think about how our Seder urges us to remember. Over and over again, we sing. We sing about feeding hungry people. Halachma, halachman yadi achalu, achalu avatana, be'ara, be'ara, b'mitzrayim. We sing about feeding hungry people. We rejoice over being slaves. Avadim ayinu, ayinu, avadim. You get it? And we holler to the world, Ilu otzi otzi anu mi mitzrayim otzi anu mi. You get it? It would have been enough. We even sing the 10 plagues. And while we sing them, we remove wine from our cups in order to sensitize us to the sanctity of human life, of all human life. The Passover Seder is an extraordinarily intentional exercise in choice, in choosing how we remember our story. In order to be free, we must choose how we're going to remember. And let's make sure to acknowledge how radical, how bold and extraordinary this is. For we can't rewrite history. Just take any history book, read it. What happened, happened. What's done is done. We can't just deny history. Or maybe we can. Not only can we, Yizkor tells us we should. History is not over. It's only over if and when we decide that it's over. History is waiting to be rewritten. The events of the past are waiting to be understood in a whole new light by us. So as I said, I want to tell you 3 stories, 3 examples of this Jewish truth, as it were. The first story is about a man named Shmuel Yoel. Shmuel Yoel's last name was Mastel. Yes, you know him as the famous Broadway star Zero. Lori Beth, I read your lip. Okay, Zero. Zero Mastel, we know, Tevye, Fiddler on the Roof. His parents named him Shmuel Yoel, not Zero. He grew up in a very religious home in the Lower East Side, in a Lower East Side family. His father was a rabbi who wanted him to become a rabbi. As a Tony Award-winning actor, a man of fame and success, he was once asked, "How do you get this name, Zero?" He explained that when he, Shmuel Yoel, was a boy, his dad said to him a number of times, of course in Yiddish, I won't do it in Yiddish, "You are an FS, you're FS, Zero, and you will always remain FS." These were not moments of parental compassion or generous love. As a grown man, Zero Mastel spoke of his love for his father. Somehow he decided that he had to prove his father right. Somehow in his heart, he chose to rewrite that history. Rabbi Mastel's son would always be Zero, as predicted, but definitely not in the way it originally sounded or felt. I'll return to this in a few moments. The second story, I think I've shared before, but I don't think for a couple years, is about Rabbi Gerald Wolpe. He's the father of David Wolpe, who I consider a teacher, even though our personal connection is we don't really know each other very well. But David Wolpe's grandfather was Ben. And Ben, Gerald Wolpe's dad, when he was a boy, a teen, a young adult, he was a song and dance man. Ben was a lover of vaudeville. But when Ben married David's grandmother, her family didn't want Ben to sing and dance. And so he was forced to join the family catering business. Ben hated it, and he was not good at it. He wanted to sing and dance, not do calculations. When he died in his mid-40s, they found in his drawer bills that had never been paid, people never called. Ben almost bankrupted the family business. But Ben Wolpe raised a son, Gerald Wolpe, who became a very famous rabbi. the nationally renowned senior rabbi of Har Torah in Philadelphia. Like Beth-El, it was one of the most prominent and prestigious synagogues of its time. Years later, Rabbi David Wolpe asked his rabbi father, Gerald Wolpe, Dad, why? How did you become such a success? What drove you to become such a great rabbi? Implicit in his question is, your dad didn't live up to nearly as much. So Gerald Wolpe's answer to David, this is how David has described it, was this: I became a success, David, because I wanted to make sure that the story of Ben Wolpe's life wasn't Ben Wolpe the failure, but rather Ben Wolpe, father of a successful son. We want, all of us do, the successes of our lives to be for the benefit of our children and grandchildren, but also for our parents and grandparents and spouses. Gerald Wolpe's mission was not Gerald Wolpe, and it was not only his wife and 4 sons, David being one of them. Gerald's mission was his dad, the legacy of his father, Ben. There's that wonderful Jewish expression, if you want to feel more wealthy, give more tzedakah. If you want to feel more love, give more love. Can we see the Red Sea part? The water has receded. Walk through it. Step into it. It does take a miracle, but the miracle maker isn't just God. It's you. It's me. It's each of us. It does take a superpower. Learning how to remember the events of our lives is the hard work of developing a superpower. It's wise for us to exercise that memory muscle every day. Mastery over our memory, that's the making of miracles. It's an amazing superpower, and as a Jew, we're all claimed to call that power, to claim that power. We're all called to claim that power. Go ahead, raise your miracle-making rod of remembering. Raise it up like Moses did. If you choose the right rod, the rod of love and generosity, the raging waters of the sea will recede and you can walk through. These 2 stories are moving for me. Gerald Wolpe and Shmuel, Zero Mastel, had very good reason to resent their fathers. They would have been justified if they tried to diminish or even erase their love, to sever their connection with their dads. Gratitude to their fathers was neither obvious nor inevitable. As well, it undoubtedly wasn't easy. But both of them seemed to know that history is not memory. The past was not over. History and memory are radically different things, and the work of the Jew is memory, not history. Each of these men labored at shaping his memory. Rabbi Wolpe and Zero Mastel knew that the story of their fathers was not complete. And of these, of course, these could be stories about mothers or spouses or children as well. I have a third and final story to tell, and I've never shared this before. I've only recently begun to put these pieces together. But my dad's name was Ruvain Meir. When I departed for Jerusalem to begin rabbinical school back in 1998 in June, 22 years ago, I began using my Hebrew name, Meir. But at that time, and when I returned in August of 1999, a year and a couple months later, I didn't know or remember that my dad's Hebrew name included Meir. My dad and mom were fine with me letting go of Mark. But a few years before my dad died, he told me something for the first time. He shared with me some discomfort around my taking the Hebrew name Meir. He was pretty sure that wasn't the Hebrew name they gave me. How did I come up with Meir? My dad asked. I was surprised, a bit confused. Dad, I have a memory in religious school that I was called Maor. It always sounded a bit funny to me. And for reasons I really don't know, I decided before heading off to rabbinical school to tweak Maor and take on Meir. So as I said, for about 22 years, I've been known mostly by that Hebrew name. In a very understandable Ashkenazi way, my dad was worried that I had taken one of his names, and it made him feel a little bit superstitious or anxious. Those are my words. He didn't actually use those words. That's how my memory of the experience left me feeling and leaves me feeling. My dad and I never spoke about it again. He was so proud of me. Lawyer way back when, rabbi, amazing community. There were only positive and loving feelings. But I've had a lingering uncertainty or confusion. Since that conversation, I feel like maybe I did something wrong or hurtful, something I shouldn't have done. That's pretty much the whole story, except it turns out my dad was definitely right. Not so long ago, I found the certificate from my Brit Milah. And according to that document, at my bris, I was given the name Moshe. Moshe ben Ruvain Meir. Moshe, son of Ruvain Meir. Did I cause my dad pain, anxiety, fear? Did I somehow contribute to an early demise? I don't think so. But there's a weird small whisper for me. And I love that my name for 22 years and to this day is connected to Ruvain Meir, connected to my dad. But it made him feel nervous, a little anxious. So I don't know if there's something I should do. This story I don't think is complete. Who is Moshe? Who is Meir? For sure there's more of this story to discover and to tell. Parenthetically, feel free to share any insight, wisdoms. All of you are I feel, are dear friends and teachers to me. So what I know from Rabbi Jared Wolpe, Rabbi David's dad, Wolpe's dad, is that I want to create a memory that enhances and enriches who my father was in the world and who he is to me and my family. I'm searching to figure out if there is more to this that I can do or uncover. Let me return as I come to my close to Zero Mostel. With Zero, he didn't just choose a name. He chose something much deeper than a name. He chose to see, to internalize his dad's love, rather than his dad's fear or judgment. Although his father conveyed deep hurt and sadness about Shmuel's choices, Zero knew, or he chose to know, that underneath the pain was a prayer and a passion that Zero live a full and fulfilling life, that he make a positive difference in the world. Zero made sure that his dad's comments, biting at first, came true, but lived on without the bite. In that choice, he performed a miracle. Freedom was possible. Zero was the rod raised high that parted the sea. Everyone knew this incredible man as Zero. It will forever be so, just as his dad predicted. Not a zero, but zero. Remembering Yizkor is a mitzvah because it has supernatural power. Freedom or slavery, they depend on us. The gift of freedom depends on the miracle of memory. The sea can part. This Jew believes that there is supernatural power, miracle-making energy in this world. Memory can unleash the energy that conquers the pharaohs who we allow to reside within us. Zero this morning points to infinity. It points to God. It points to memory. Zero is the choice we make with every memory. It's the power to conquer pharaohs and part the seas. May our memory muscles free us. May we exercise those muscles daily. May our loved ones forever be a blessing in our lives. And may we have the courage to be zero.
Can you hear Ratzon? Thank you, Rabbi Meir, for those beautiful words of memory, meaning, and of love. We will continue with Aleinu. If you're able to, please rise. Aleinu. I'm going to share the screen.
Page 282 or 322 if you have your prayer book.
עלינו לשבח לאדון, כחול לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובהי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. You may be seated. And we continue with our Yizkor observance. We're going to begin with the reading of Birth is a Beginning.
Birth is a beginning, and death a destination, and life is a journey. From childhood to maturity and youth to age, from innocence to awareness and ignorance to knowing, from foolishness to discretion, and then perhaps to wisdom, from weakness to strength or strength to weakness, and then often back again. From health to sickness and back, we pray to health again, from offense to forgiveness, from kindness to love, from joy to gratitude, from pain to compassion, and grief to understanding, from fear to faith, from defeat to defeat to defeat, until looking backward or ahead, we see that victory lies not at some high place along the way, but in having made the journey, stage by stage, a sacred pilgrimage. Birth is a beginning, and death a destination, but life is a journey, from birth to death to life everlasting.
Psalm 23. Mizmor LeDavid. Adonai rohi lo echsar bihinot deshe yarpitzeni al mei menuchot yinaleini. Nafshi shovev yishovev yancheni b'maglei tzedek yancheni b'maglei tzedek leman shemo. Gam ki elech begeitz al mavet lo ira ki ati imadi shiftecha umishantecha hema inachamuni. Taroch lefanai, shulchan neged tzorrai, dishanta vashemen roshi, kozi v'raya. Ach tov v'chesed yirdefuni kol yemei chayai v'shavti beveit Adonai le'olam. Adonai rohi lo echsar. Adonai rohi lo echsar. Psalm of David. Adonai is my shepherd, I lack nothing. God makes me lie down in green pastures. God leads me to water in places of repose. God renews my life. God guides me in right paths as befits God's name. Though I walk through a valley of deepest darkness, I fear no harm, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You spread a table for me in full view of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My drink is abundant. Only goodness and steadfast love shall pursue me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of Adonai for many long years.
So, you want to explain, Vlad?
We're going to continue with some private readings until we reach Silent Yizkor. Before we reach El Malei Rachamim, we'll invite you to unmute yourselves and say the names of the ones of your beloved ones who are you're remembering. And so for the next few moments, we're just going to go through our Psalms and our readings. And in a few moments, we'll invite you to share the names of your loved ones. We're going to continue with the El Malei Rachamim, our memorial prayer, after which we will do our Mourner's Kaddish. And before the Mourner's Kaddish, we will ask for names. So if you're able to rise, please rise as we chant our memorial prayer. El Malei Rachamim, Shocheina Bamromim, אמצי מנוחה נכונה תחת כנפי השכינה עם קדושים וטהורים כזוכר הרקיע מזהירים לנשמת יקירנו שהלכו לעולמם. בעל הרחמים יסתירם בסתר כנפיו לעולמים, ויצרור בצרור החיים את נשמתם. אדוני הוא נחלתם, וינוחו בשלום על משכבם, ונאמר אמן. Fully compassionate God on high, to our loved ones who have entered eternity, grant clear and certain rest with you in the lofty heights in the sacred and pure, whose brightness shines like the very glow of heaven. Source of mercy, forever enfold them in the embrace of your wings, secure their souls in eternity. Adonai, they are yours. They will rest in peace. Amen.
Amen.
So as Cantor Vlad brings us to the page, why don't each of us share the name of a loved one or loved ones who we're thinking about. What's the best way to do this?
Why don't you call our names out, Mayor?
Okay, Linda.
My husband, Norman, my parents, Emma and Harry Mann, my sister, Judy, and my friend, Herwina, and my very dear friend, Nancy Cohen.
Thank you, Linda. Elaine.
My parents, Irene and Stanley, my aunt, uncle, and my cousin, Bertha, Gerard, and Enid, my friend, Myrna Miller, and my friend, Ellen Wilder, and those that have nobody to say it for them.
Okay. Luberts, is that you? Sandy, Stu?
Okay, our parents, Mort Lubert, Frieda Lubert Fishman, and Irving Fishman.
Florence and Leon, Ralph Leon Shear, and my aunt and uncle, Harriet and Robert Brown.
Lori Beth, do you want to, your dad, Isaac?
My dad, Isaac Horowitz, my mother, Rebecca Horowitz. It's actually both the yurt sites this week. My in-laws, Flossie and Saul Schwartz. My uncles, my mother's sisters, who I was very close with, and my father's brother, Manny.
Lauren, are you there? David, I don't know if David, are you guys together? Yeah, whoops.
Doing it silently, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay. Claire.
Oh, yes. Hi.
Hello.
My mother, Fanny Fago, and my father, Aaron, and my sister, Judith Lois.
Okay, thank you, Claire. And Andy and Abby, oops, are you guys?
Yes, thank you, Rabbi.
Hello.
My father, Godfrey Schutzer, and my brother, Marshall Scott Schutzer.
And for me, my father, Ben Chrisus, and my mother, Helen Chrisus, my brother-in-law, Marshall Schutzer, and my father-in-law, Godfrey Schutzer.
Okay, thank you, guys. Andy Zeller.
My parents, Psyche and Norman Zeller,
my grandparents, Ruth Zeller, Aaron Lewis Gunin, and very close friends, and all the people that are suffering and have passed away during the COVID virus.
Thank you, Randy. Nina?
My parents, Dorothy and Morton Fleischman, my husband, Bill.
Thank you. Sandy?
My parents, Sylvia and George Feynman, my cousin Jerry, my in-laws, Seal and Bob Todd.
Thank you, Sandy. Susan, is that you? Heck?
My mother Frida, my father Milton, my grandparents Max and Rose and Nettie and Sam, all my aunts and uncles. I'm sure I'm leaving people out. I'm so sorry. And of course, all those who have died from COVID-19.
Yeah, thank you, Susan. Ivan?
Yes, my father, Sigmund Hand, and my aunt and cousin, Thelma and Francine Ackerman.
Thanks. Let's see. Howard, are you there? I'm not sure if you're there, Howard. Maybe you'll come back. There's another Susan. Is that Susan and David? Is that you? I'm not sure if, do you want to? Now you're unmuted.
My grandparents and my my dear grandmother Hazar and my other grandparents and my father Howard Kent and my in-laws Mary and Joseph Esposito and many dear cousins and aunts and friends and there's just so many people and all these people lost to this pandemic.
Yeah. Okay, Eskin, that's who. It took me a minute, Susan, a moment, Susan, to figure out which Susan you were. Yes, Eskin. Yay. Now, thank you, Susan. Thank you. Mel?
My dad, Max Foreman, and my mom, Frida Foreman, and my recently deceased brother-in-law, Larry Farkash. Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you, dear Mel. Howard, I see you're back, or we're back.
Yes.
Sure.
Somebody came to the house in the meantime.
Sure,
Sorry.
sure.
My mother, Leah Bat Yehuda Lev.
Wow.
And my dad, Kalman Ben Tzvi.
Thank you. Who's Sugar? I'm embarrassed. I don't know who that is, but maybe I shouldn't be.
Hi, it's Rochelle Rosenblum.
Ah, Rochelle. Oh, you're so sweet. It's perfect.
Someone called me Sugar, so that's
All
my
right, of course. Oh my gosh, right.
Hi.
Okay.
Alan,
Yep.
husband.
Yeah.
My parents, Rebecca and Michael Levine. Alan's parents, Thelma and Louis Rosenblum. All of our grandparents and aunts and uncles and my cousin Felice. And everyone who doesn't have someone to say Kaddish for them.
Amen. Okay.
Amen.
Thank you, Rochelle. Mickey Dobbin. I think
My husband, Leon, whose yahrzeit it is this week.
Yes. Wow. Okay. As well. I of course remember even Mayor Ben Yehuda, my dad. Our loved ones are calling us. They're all together on the same line. They're calling us. I remember my three grandparents who I knew. Papa, Nana, and Grandma. How's that? That's enough. Okay.
Roberta.
Ah, Roberta. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Did I leave you off? I don't see you at the moment, but go for it, Roberta.
Okay. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Now I hear you. I don't see you, but I hear you. Yes.
Okay. My husband, Shelley, my mother,
Yes.
Maisie, my stepfather, David, my father, Bert, my
Yeah.
brother, Herbie, my stepson, Richie, my cousin, Harold, My in-laws, A.B. and Shirley Lulov, my grandparents, Rose and Max Zucker, Nettie and Lou Plain, and my dear aunt Minnie and Uncle Jack. And Marilyn, of course.
Yes. Just thinking, Roberta, eat, pray, love, and your dear husband, Shelley. You know what I'm talking about.
Mayor, I just wanted to add from our YouTube channel, there's a couple of folks that wanted to add names from Judy and Elliot. Judy's parents, Vivian and Len Jacobs, her grandparents, Elliot's parents, Lillian and Sydney Rosenzweig, Elliot's brother and sister-in-law, Charlie and Susan Ross, and from Karen Siegel, her parents, Ida and Jules Siegel, her sister Claire, and Uncle Bernard.
Great. Okay. I don't know. Oh, I don't know how to see those, but I'm glad you do. We hold all of them with great love, with great gratitude in our hearts and in our actions. And so I think Cantor will offer Kaddish. Let me actually, I want to add a few other people who are on our Kaddish list. Laid to rest this past week. It's been a very hard week, month really, but Helene Phillips Herzig, such a presence here at Temple Beth-El for so long. Herb Lyman, David Appleman, Maurice Dean, and Bruce Weinberg all laid to rest this past week. In the past Shloshim 30 days, David Ehrlich, a dear friend of Tara and mine and our family, as well as Isaac Ehrlich, our boy, Dana's father, Layla Murty, and Michael Nevins and Herman High Zuckerman, who we hold very close to our hearts. And the Yortzites for the last week are David Chodash, Bernard Dorman, Phyllis Fishkin, Rabbi Daniel Fogel, Harriet Groshen, Royal Henson, Dorothy Hirsch, Doris Kessner, Murray Klein, Beatrice Levy, Edith Pranalik, Charlie Ross, and Harold Sester.
And to that, just to add a few more names, I'm sorry, from Joy Politsky, her mom, Natalie, her dad, Jack, and her brother, Alan Howard.
Well, okay, we want to bring all the names that we can. When we speak their names, we bring their energy down from above into our lives and into this realm, and it can make a difference in our lives, a very positive, uplifting difference. So the mourner's Kaddish, it's here on the screen on 334 as well. Yit Gadal, Yit Kadash, Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
V'yama divrach uteh, v'yamlich mechuteh. V'chayevon uv'mechon, uv'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael. Bagala v'zman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehi Shemei Rabbah v'orach le'olam ulomei alman. Bach, v'yit pa'ar, v'yit romam, v'yit naseh, v'yit hadar, v'yit aleh, v'yit halal, shemei dekudesha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'chemata, damiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehesh lama rabba min shamaya. V'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru.
Amen.
Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. For one last time, v'imru.
Amen.
Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel, and to all of humanity, and let us say
Amen.
One last time. Okay. Cantor Vlad.
Yes, sir.
Can we, I don't know if you, before we close, can we offer, I can manage Kiddush, I think.
All right. Absolutely.
I think, do I have the little mug? Where is it? Hold 1 second, I'm just going to get it. Hold on. Okay, whoops. Got it. Just pouring the wine.
He's pouring the wine, he said.
Pouring the wine.
Pouring the wine.
And bringing out the matzah. One last day of matzah. Well, I don't know, maybe there's
For
more.
some of us.
For some of us, right. Okay. For those following along, we're on what page?
341.
Yes.
אלה מועדי אדוני מקראי קודש, אשר תקראו אותם במועדם, וידבר משה את מועדי אדוני אל בני ישראל.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. I will
Amen.
virtually share this wine with you.
Thank you all for joining with us. We wish you the end of a Passover that's filled with love and meaning, and may the memory of all of your beloved ones be for a blessing. Please join with me.
Amen.
Amen.
Ose shalom bimromav, uya'ase shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Ya'ase shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yahase shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yahase shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yahase shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yahase shalom, shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
Chag Sameach all. We look
Sameach,
forward to
everyone.
seeing you very soon.
Thank you so much for such a beautiful service.
Thank you.